Trevor Henderson, top 10 scariest monsters. Welcome back to another one, y'all. Welcome back. Now, I seen some of y'all comments. Y'all love to talk a lot of crazy stuff. Like, I won't talk smack back. Talk about I'm 3-4 years late. Little do y'all know, I used to do Trevor Henderson reactions back when SCP was popping. So I've been hit, but we just gonna re-up the knowledge, because why not? Plus, they fun. And they horror. I told you I'm gonna do a lot more horror reactions from here on out. So I'm trying to really adhere to that. Either way, enough talking. Let's turn on the lights. I got some detox juice. I got some water. We got some reactions. Let's do it. Like the video. Shout out Billy Styler. Silly Billy. Let's do it.
From this monstrosity to the next, Trevor Henderson, creator of the menacing cryptids we all know and love, has crafted an abundance of beautifully bone-chilling monsters over.
Why he sound like he got like clear the phlegm out his throat? Like my baby, please.
these past years. But there's some of them that could be considered scarier than the rest due to a mix of their characteristics, abilities, and overall formidableness.
I'm smacking that bone skeleton.
Join me as we count down the top 10 scariest cryptids created by the legendary and one and only Trevor Henderson. Before we begin, I first want to state this list was compiled by myself.
Okay.
Therefore,
you can have opinions.
This list is solely based around my opinion alone, ranked by what I
believe
an
opinionated question
would be the most terrifying creatures to encounter if met face to face with in real life. But with that out of the way, let's begin. Finding out your child is missing can be one of the most horrifying and dreadful feelings for a parent.
Yup.
But imagine an entire classroom of children going missing. Henderson crafted this abomination in November 2018.
Oh, that's all the kids?
Based around that fear,
look like
with
the
this
Goosebumps.
Statement. A whole classroom of kids.
Look like a ST. Wait, before I'm not gonna make that joke, bro. It looked like the Ghostbusters ghost.
Kids disappeared.
Like it's like fat,
like
green,
that.
and ugly.
When people
and I don't care if that's y'all
happened,
kids, they're ugly.
There was a manhunt. Not one of those kids ever turned up. People started seeing things, started to say, all those kids never left this room. They started saying, they're still here.
No, bro. Somebody go burn that school down.
If you haven't watched my video on this monster yet, I recommend doing so after watching this one. The country road creature is definitely one of Henderson's most visually
all you really gotta do is sweep kick him, nah?
With skeletal thin limbs.
That's what I'm saying.
And a horrifying glare.
Give me a baseball bat.
This pale beast
I'm going
seems
to work
scare
on him.
Viewers with the fear of driving on the country roads at night. Of course,
hit him with your
it's
car.
only a piece of fiction, just like the rest of Trevor's monsters. But sometimes, it might just be safe to not take the country roads back home.
That was alright.
Crafted
It don't really scare
in November
me.
2019.
You got it.
This image is disturbing for two reasons. One is the grotesque pale face protruding through the darkness.
Spirited away.
And two is what seems to be an elongated arm or leg jutting out from its side. What makes this creature even more disturbing is that we don't know what the
It looked like the greater than sign
rest of its body looks like, as it's hidden behind the shadows. I did add a similar looking creature to my top 20 list I compiled last year. Although they do look quite similar.
Look like my testicles
it's
grew
unknown
legs.
If they're actually related.
And in the front, one of my babies.
I'm sure the majority of you know this one.
Yeah, why they make cards? I ain't gonna lie. Yo, that
the
picture is hard. Yo, I would put that in my office, yo. I'm not gonna lie, yo. Can somebody find me this picture? Nah, I might order that on Amazon. I know it's meant to be scary, but again, that's the aftermath of me slapping Cartoon Cat.
the official lore behind it, you'd understand why it makes this list.
Oh wait, let me change my light setting.
Cartoon Cat is rumored to be one of Henderson's most violent creatures. With its stretched out arms, bloody mouth, and gruesome ability to remove its head, it's currently unknown as to what this incredibly cruel cartoon figure does with its victims. But if I had to take a guess, I'd say it captures people, brings them back to its abandoned lair, and consumes them. You might be asking why I've included a sign in this video. Well, like most monsters on this list, the fear of the unknown is the scariest of them all. There's nothing more to this photograph than the eerie warning sign that this creature may or may not be present. You technically could go back through all of Henderson's work and try to find something that looks similar to the silhouette found here, but I personally feel this image is disturbing enough on its own.
I agree.
Upon first glance, I wasn't going to include this creature.
What even is that? Yeah, that's an Adventure Time. However, that's a ooh creature.
After reading the description,
but like a cabbage grew an arm.
As one of Henderson's creepiest cryptids, stated to be a singular entity with multiple voices coming from its mouth and chest. This one reminded me of a monster that scared me as a child, that being the Darkness from the
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Did somebody ever interview Trevor Henderson, bro? What is going on in his mind?
1999 horror film, House on Haunted Hill. It seems there's only this one instance of this creature in Henderson's library. But if my fear could take a guess, it would say this entity absorbs its victims and makes them a part of it.
Yeah. That's horrible.
The year 2020 has been a strange one, including this next creature who came out of it. What started out as a guideline sign for wearing a face covering eventually turned into this.
No.
What ranks this creation so high on this list
that's hard.
Is the creativity
it's a sperm
behind
family.
It. Although it's still horrifying to look at, the idea pays off in being one of Henderson's most clever pieces of work yet. Often seen in photographs moments before
what happened to that
tragedy, the man with the upside down face is definitely Trevor's
smack it back in place, I promise.
Yet.
Throw me and him an MMA ring, some gloves.
Since January 2020, invisibly stalking locations during disaster, and feeding off the negative emotions after the fact. Inspired by Ray Bradbury's 1947 short story,
him.
The Crowd, this man is wrong on so many levels. Although Henderson did state this man doesn't directly cause the disasters, he still said,
"How you think it comb his hair?
Bad time overall.
Like a beard, like a long puffy beard."
I'm sure all of you know this one already. The infamous Siren Head ranks at number 2 on this list.
The GOAT.
And not just because of its popularity, but because of what it is. In several videos, I've explained the official Siren Head lore to the best of my ability. Between its 40-foot stature, ability to lure prey via recorded sounds, and eldritch-like appearance depending on who is gazing at it, there's no reason why Siren Head shouldn't be on this list. But there's...
I ain't gonna lie, I think he got the number 1 spot because he's just, the most popular, or around that time he was the most popular, because really, he not the most scariest.
To one more
scary,
type of entity that I personally believe is much, much scarier.
Your Twitter?
But before I get to the top spot, I would first like to showcase a few honorable mentions.
Nah, that one's kind of creepy. Ew, that's nasty. Like Shin
But
Sonic.
with those out of the way, here's the number one.
Yo, that wasn't number one. That was number two. Pay attention, Cozy.
By Trevor Henderson.
Look like your mom. I'm just joking, chat.
These colossal atrocities speak for themselves.
Oh, are these calamities?
Unsettling and disconcerting.
Hear me out.
From the previous. The reason
that?
I've included all of them is because of their towering formidableness. You see, many of these titans form a concerning narrative that either begins with a weather warning or sirens. I'll save the details for their own video, but if I had to describe these creations in one word, it would be flawless. Each one of these Lovecraftian-like horrors outranks all the other cryptids within the Trevor Henderson mythos.
Yeah, I was about to say, if they're their own category.
The beast with many eyes.
Yeah, that's
to
ridiculous.
The towering behemoth with a twisted neck.
But you're never.
They are perfect examples of unnerving beasts you would never want to meet with.
Give me them and give me Shin Sonic. I'm taking Shin
life.
Sonic. It's like, nah, Shin Sonic got smacked that one video. Who was he fighting? He was fighting Godzilla.
What are your thoughts on this list? If you think I forgot a cryptid, please let me know in the comments below. Additionally, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more content dedicated to internet horror. But as always, thank you for watching, and good night.
Good night. All right, man. That was top 10 scariest Trevor Henderson.